Hello Aries, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aries is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free, it doesn't cost anything. If there's something you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Aries, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with the Hierophant. That is, it could be a situation where we are needing to ask for assistance. Yeah, because I feel like you're somebody that that doesn't like to do that, right? Let's put this into some context. Let's see what we're up to here. There's something that you're doing that I think you want to be self-sufficient. You want to be kind of self-contained, right? It's your idea, it's your baby, you don't want to share it. But I feel as if we need to be able to, yeah, look, a lot of majors. We need to be able to ask for assistance when we need it, right? Even that Devil card says, no, this is something that you're on the solo climb up this mountain, right? And there is the Knight of Wands, one of your superpower cards, right? Fire on fire, cardinal fire. We've got the Lover's card. The Lover's card doesn't always mean partnership of a romantic nature, but it does mean a commitment. It means a decision to unite with something. Okay, and I think it's really you uniting with this Hierophant, right? Whether the Hierophant is somebody in the field that is kind of an expert or a professional, and you can get their assistance or their advice. Maybe this is a romantic thing. We got a Three of Cups. Maybe it's a family thing. I see you kind of reluctant to become part of the group, but I feel like that's what you need right now. Two of Pentacles. If things are going to change, I think we've got to be willing to accept this help that's, I think, is being offered to you. Yeah, see, even with the Empress, it's in the position of what we don't want. It's like we don't want help. It's like we don't want, we're trying to do something and we're refusing any kind of help, and it's like just because we can do it ourselves, right? Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're just going to set it down over here. We're going to put Tiny Bob Ross right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together. And it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this program you feel like you know what that card is, I want you to put your prediction, your hunch, down in the comments. All right, let's take a look around the room. We've got a lot of major arcana, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, and right here in this, right here on the horizontal path of the path of the dove, we've got the Devil, the Hierophant, and then the Union. So it's kind of like you and this other thing forming a partnership, right? You and this. Either the larger group or this particular person, or this just the willingness to accept help, the willingness to accept that there is wisdom, that there is knowledge, and there is enlightenment that can come in this situation. It's almost like with the Devil card, I feel like you're almost trying to reinvent the wheel, you know? And there are people that have come before you or that are around you now that have the answers that you are trying to discover the hard way, right? And I think that we've got to be open to this kind of outside knowledge, wisdom, or assistance that's coming in, okay? So we've got our major arcana there. We've got this This is really the decision. This is you kind of adjusting yourself a little bit with the Justice card here and allowing for this partnership. And maybe this is something too where there needs to be some conditions. It's like, okay, I'll join forces with you, but we need to set some ground rules. There needs to be a certain, there needs to be some stipulations, some caveats in place for you. Yeah, in order for you to be willing to do this, you don't just want to sign over control to somebody else. So we need to make sure we have rules that are clearly defined. Everybody agrees to them. Yeah. And this, I think, is for your own good. This is kind of like the card that says you have principles, you have ideas, you have needs and wants, you have issues that you're not going to compromise on. Okay? You have to find what those core things are, and then you can compromise with the rest. But these are those few things that you will not put on the table for compromise. Okay? And I think as long as you have these, you're going to feel more comfortable about joining forces with this. Now, I don't know if this is a career thing, if this is a personal thing. It kind of feels like a family thing in a way because of that Three of Cups that we have down here. But let's look around. We also have the Magician and the Empress. And the Empress is kind of that energy that we're really not wanting in our lives. And I think that this is our feeling that in this partnership, relationship, maybe this is a romantic relationship. Maybe this is really you not wanting to get into a serious romantic relationship because you don't want somebody to feel like they are taking care of you. You don't want to be, mothered in a way, right? You don't want to be treated like a child that can't do anything on their own. And maybe this is some experience that you've had with relationships or with partnerships of any kind. That somebody, kind of takes on the role of having to take care of everybody else. Maybe this is you feeling that you're going to end up taking care of everybody else. And that's why you're avoiding the union here, whether this is romantic, professional, creative, whether it's friends, family, I don't know. But that's why we're rejecting the Empress here, is because I think it makes sense. We don't want to have to take care of other people. You know that you can pull your own weight. You've got this Devil card behind you. You've got principles and a plan. You've got this kind of, you've got something already pretty well defined. Why do we need a partnership? Because we're just going to end up taking care of everybody else. This is a one-person show, right? There's that Magician up at the top here. And then on top of that, of course, we've got fire, your power card. We've got some water, we've got some air, we've got some earth. So the elemental energies are very balanced. It's this fundamental spiritual energy that we need to take a look at, right? As far as the elemental energies go, well, we have the Ace of Swords. You know what you're doing. You know why you're doing it. You're committed to some purpose, some plan. You have your mission, right? But I think in this mission, there are things you don't know. There are obstacles that you are facing that you need some sort of, you need something from outside of yourself in order to get through these obstacles. Okay, and whether this is a temporary alliance, whether this is a long-term romantic, marriage or something, I don't know. It could be. It could be. There are things that we cannot achieve on our own right now, and this isn't to say it has to be permanent, but you're not an island, right? We have to be willing to accept help and to accept the assistance coming from others. Now, my cat is out there confirming all of this. Now, she likes to sit by the door and announce her presence. The door's open. She can come in if she wants, but she likes to kind of stay on the edge there. Maybe she'll come in and say hi. I don't know. Sometimes with an Ace of Swords, there is this feeling that we know everything. Yeah, and I feel like you do in most things. But this is one of those occasions where there is something we need out of a partnership. Yeah. That we have part of your wisdom is knowing what you don't know. Yeah. And I think this is going against every kind of impulse that you have right now, especially with this devil energy back here. I think this is a journey for you, whether this is career or otherwise. You started this on your own. This was something that you built. If this is your business, you started it. You did it. Right? You built it up into this kind of the success that it is now. If this is your home, you're paying for it. You put it together. You decorated it, right? I feel like this has been a solo journey for you for a while. And there's a certain pride in that. There's a certain protectiveness of that. Yeah. But I feel like there's this, I don't know if it's a group or something, or if there's something that it's like it's like they're trying to invite you in, and you're just like throwing away the invitations or like not answering the phone calls. And you're like, you're holding out. But they're trying to bring you into the fold in a way. And maybe it's a larger group. Maybe this is a group that kind of wants you to be part of their, their purpose, their work. Yeah. It could be a spiritual or religious thing. It could really be the family kind of wants to bring you back into the fold, wants you to kind of, be part of the family again. Because the Lover's card very often talks about a closeness with family. It doesn't have to be a romantic thing, one-on-one. It could be, but I'm kind of feeling the family thing here. I feel like the family wants you back, But I feel as if somebody's reaching out to you and trying to offer you a place at the table, right? And I feel like, because we've got the Knight. This is your power card. We've got the Knight of Wands up here at the top. Fire and fire. This is really, it could be impulsive, reactionary behavior. It could be that just me mentioning the family and you're just like, nope. Like you won't even let me finish the sentence. You know what I mean? But I think that this is happening. Like you're getting the phone call. And we've got to try to not react impulsively. At least listen to what they have to say. Whether it's one person, maybe it is a romantic thing, I don't know. Maybe this is a business thing or a friend or just someone that you used to work with, you don't work with them anymore. I don't know what it is. But you're getting the call. And your instinct is, as soon as you see the number on the caller ID, you hang up. Like you're not even ready to hear what they have to say. Okay, but that goes right back down here to this, the Ace of Swords. I think they have something that you need right now that's going to help you solve your problem. We have to, with the Hierophant here, we have this idea that, and it's a very good, solid idea, that we have everything we need inside of us. That we are self-sufficient, we are powerful, we are strong, we are capable. And yeah, we are. You do have everything you need. But at the same time, we also need others. Okay? We also need to be, and maybe this is something a little bit more abstract. Maybe this is you realizing, I got to go back to school. I gotta study up on something, right? It's not necessarily one particular person trying to connect with you, but maybe this is Spirit saying, you've got to go and let somebody else teach you something. You've got to realize that somebody else has something that you need to help you in your work, in your life right now. And I don't think that you accept that so easily in your life. But I think there's a way for you to get a little bit more comfortable with this. And I think it's through this Libra energy, the Justice card. Having those core things, those core items, right? Those principles that you will not budge on. And saying, okay, I'm going to go take this class. And I'm going to listen to what they have to say. I'm going to go meet with the family. I'm going to meet with this person. I'm going to hear what they have to say. I'm not agreeing to anything. And when it comes down to the negotiation, these are the things, 5, 10, whatever things, that I'm absolutely not going to compromise on. Okay? And I think that's going to give you that peace of mind, that kind of security to know that, you know, you're not going to be taken advantage of. You're not going to lose what you've built. You're not going to compromise on the progress that you've made. That you're not going to lose control of this baby, this vision that you have, this work that you're doing. Okay? It's kind of like we call in an outside consultant. We don't give them the business. You know, we don't sign everything over to them. We just say, come in, give me your opinion about things. I'll take what I need from that, and I'll leave the rest. Kind of like these tarot readings, you know? You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to accept everything that I say. But it's nice that you show up, and you hear what comes out of these readings, and you take those bits that you want to take. And some things you're just going to outright reject, and that's fine. I don't want you to agree with everything 100%. And sometimes I feel that that's what you think about things, is that if you accept if you accept a little bit of help, then you have to basically, you're signing over your company to somebody. But it doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be so black and white, which is what we've got over here with the Two of Pentacles in the position of the environment. Okay. Now, before we get there, we got the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is your general energy. This is literally your baby. This is like, you've got this capacity for joy and love. You've got this really good thing going, right? And we want to keep it. And we want to experience it, and we want to have this kind of pride and satisfaction that we created something, that we did it, okay? And that goes back to that Devil card. And sometimes that Devil card can be a little tricky, because we're tempted to covet what we've earned, what we've built. Yeah, you made this successful business, or this, you know, whatever it is. You've done this, and you don't want to share it so much. Yeah. But see, you have this, I think a desire, I think a fundamental need to connect, to share it with someone. Okay. And I think that we sometimes conflate the two, where we're because I don't think that this is you connecting with someone to share this with. I think this is you finding that piece of information, or that solution to a problem that you need right now to continue your work. At the same time, there is this need to share your work with someone, or with the world even, right? Because we have the Three of Cups, and that's within you. This is your joy, looking for someone to share it with. We want to connect with someone. We want to make that Six of Cups. Maybe the mystery card will be the Six of Cups. But we want to have that counterpart. We want to find that match. Yeah. But again, there's this idea that if we accept something like that, then it's kind of like we're giving up everything. It's all or nothing kind of thing. Well, the Justice card reminds us it's not all or nothing. It's going to be a balance. It's going to be a give and take. It's going to be a compromise. And yes, you can have things that you just absolutely will not compromise on, that are not part of the negotiation. So maybe it's that we want someone to share this with, but we don't want to give them any control over it, you know? And we feel that if we open ourselves up and we show this to the world, or we share this with the world, that we're making ourselves vulnerable to, you know, the kind of hostile takeover, right? But that Two of Pentacles reminds us it's not black and white. It's not either or, that there are shades of gray, that there is a balance, right? And that reminds us of the Justice card. And of course, the position of the environment and the position of what's underneath everything, these are intimately connected in the Dove and Serpent spread. Okay? And the Two of Pentacles is that black and white, that it's either or. Either Either I keep this all to myself and safeguard what I have and what I've built, or I open up the doors and I share it with the world, and then suddenly I lose it. Right? It's not that we either keep it for ourselves or we have to give it all away. It's nuanced, right? There's different shades of color here. And so we know that we need to look at things a little bit differently in the world. And be open to this kind of partnership, this union. Whatever this is, if this is a business thing, maybe it is romance. Maybe this is just you kind of sharing what you've built with your family. Finally, like, letting everybody come and take a look at your life, at what you've done, what you've accomplished. There's a certain pride and joy in that, of sharing what you've built, But at the same time, we're protective of it. We don't want anyone to see it, because what if they try to take it, right? Or what if we lose it? The Empress is a very interesting energy here. And the Empress, I think, is your refusal to have to take care of everybody else. Because this the implication here is that if you were to accept this other person or people or become part of this group or whatever, that you would then have to give up everything that you had. That you would have to really sacrifice everything that you've built in order to take care of the group. That you would lose your individuality, in a sense. If you think about the Magician and the Empress, it's one is an individual and one is kind of part of the whole, right? This is more focused on the group itself, the unity of everything. And how, we look at it, and that's very black and white, that I either hang on to what I've built, hang on to my individuality, or I lose it all completely in this group setting, in this ocean of consciousness. So it feels like if you go back to the family, then you're just going to become that everything you have is going to be like, distributed amongst everybody. Yeah. So there's this need to stay separate. Because if we stay separate, we have boundaries. I'm an individual. No one can take what's mine, But you're missing a lot of this connection that you really do want. We want that six. We want the Six of Cups. We don't necessarily want the Six of Pentacles, right? And there's a difference. Can we have one without the other? Can we be open and share what we're doing, but yet still basically maintain 100% control over it? If you get into a partnership, whether it's, like a romantic partnership, a marriage, especially a marriage, any kind of a business thing, even a friendship, suddenly you're not 100% in control anymore, because now you have to consider other people's needs. You see, even if it's just a friend. Even if it's a friend, everything that you do is affecting that friend. So therefore, you're like 99% in control of things. You've given 1% away. Okay. And I think you're worried that it's not 1% here and there and there. It's that it's either 0% or 100%. Yeah. And to me, that's kind of the Empress energy, counterpoised with the Magician here, right? This is a one-person show. You're the CEO here. You're everything. You wear all of the hats. You're all of the vice presidents, right? You're the performer. You're the business. You're the CEO, CFO, COO. All the CNOs are you. Okay. And what we don't want to do is have to give 1% to someone else over here, 1% to someone over here, because we don't feel it that way. And even in a friendship, a partnership, a romantic thing, we feel like it's not just sharing something, is that it's giving it all away. Okay, that we've lost all control. It's very black and white, very extreme thinking here. But the Magician, I think, is an important card. Now, the Magician can adapt. The Magician can wear very many, hats. But it still has this kind of individuality. Even when Mercury goes through all these chemical combinations, still comes out at the other end pure Mercury, Quicksilver, right? It doesn't lose anything. It doesn't share anything, right? It remains separate. You're part of this group, but you're not really, you know? And I think that's kind of where we're at right now, where we want to stay separate. We don't want to mingle our energies with anyone. And this could still be romantic, family, could be friends, could be business, I don't know. Any of these things. We don't want to lose any piece of ourselves. Because again, it doesn't feel like it's just a piece. It feels like it's the whole thing. It's all or nothing. 0% or 100%. Okay. Well, let's look at the mystery card and see if this gives us a bit of, I don't know, solace or some sort of confirmation. I am feeling a younger male energy in your life. So I don't know if that has something to do with this family thing, or if that's the connection, if that's somebody that kind of is reaching out to you, or if you've met somebody, right? I am getting a B name for them. And it could be that person that we're talking about. It could be someone that has that romantic interest in you. But we're resistant to it. You don't want to lose everything that you've built for yourself, right? If you have a prediction for the mystery card, put it down in the comments. I'm going to say 6 of Cups. Let's see. No, not the 6 of Cups, but it is the King of Cups. Now, the King of Cups gets us a little bit closer, right? It's air of water. It is, it's us starting to realize that we can communicate our feelings about this. You know, it's us, I think, opening up, starting to kind of share our concerns, starting to talk about how we feel and what our worries are, right? And maybe it's really you don't want to get into this relationship because you don't want to be anybody's mom, right? You don't want to have to just sacrifice everything that you're working on to feed somebody else's life, okay? And this is us starting to voice those concerns, even if just to ourselves, right? Very emotional in the cups, right? But we're learning to express that through words and phrases and ideas. So I think that we're able to talk about, yes, there's this need for connection, but there's this concern about connecting. I'm worried about what that's going to mean ultimately. You know? But we're starting to have the conversation. I think this is very good. We have to at least be willing to listen to what the other person is saying, or what that other, maybe it's a group, I don't know. And then we have to be able to express ourselves in an honest way, right? We have to know how we feel and what our concerns and worries are, and we have to be able to put those into words, okay? And then we can have a real authentic conversation and make some progress. Yeah. We're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, there's a link up in the corner. There's one down below. New readings for Aries every Monday and Friday, 6 a.m. Chicago time. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. Doesn't cost anything. And well, leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.